Hello everyone and welcome to this week's vlog. My name is Marc and I'm an IQBar vlogger. This week we are going to look at age-appropriate examples. We are going to discuss the age group 12 to 18, typical cognitive development for that age group, things you can do, things you shouldn't do, and just generally a few ideas to make the lesson more interesting and to grab the Brady's attention so that they can participate in the lesson to the best of their ability. So, let us begin. So, the age group that we are speaking about today would be typically 12 to 18 years old, also referred to as adolescents. Now, what makes this age group so challenging? Well, somebody once said that if you are able to teach adolescents, you should be able to teach anyone after that. Some of the typical cognitive stages of this group is their ability to reason. They can figure things out for themselves. They are capable of more abstract thinking. Also, they are able to think more logically. These are just a couple of the traits. The other thing that you have to take into consideration is their mood swings. They'll appear happy and they're willing to participate. Other times they're quiet and withdrawn and nothing you do makes a difference. So how do we get into their space and draw them into the lesson? How do you take the content of the lesson and make it relatable to the teenagers? Typically, they are self-absorbed, so everything has to be about them. So we are going to look at a few examples, practical examples, using very simple materials in terms of what you can do to adjust the lesson content to draw or pique their interest to make their participation in the lesson better, but also to give them that sense of accomplishment, that they are willing to learn more and they feel part of the lesson, and also pique their interest enough so that they are willing to firstly do the homework and secondly to maybe do a little bit more reading, a little bit more research after that. So let us take a look at a few examples that you can use in the classroom to pique their interest. Now, we know from past experience with Brady's that if they are not interested in the lesson, they will simply put their iPad or their phone in background mode and ignore you for the rest of the lesson. So what can we do? Now, I've got an apple over here. It's simply an apple. Now, with a very young age group, you would say, eat apple, yes, no. But with a later age group that has a slightly better vocabulary, you now have to extend on the apple. For example, why are apples good for you? Do you like to eat apples? What type of apples do you like to eat? So it's not simply about the apple or eat apple, apple nice, but you are now asking them to explain why they like a certain kind of apple. Why are apples good for you? Another example that I like to use is, for example, the water bottle. Yes, we know with very low level Brady's, even at an advanced age group, they still don't have the necessary vocabulary to express what it is that they want to say. But you can draw them in to say, yes, this is water. Why is water good for you? Why do you like to drink water? Another example we can use is this doll, for example. So this doll, if you use it for a much lower age group, you would pull faces and do all kinds of silly things to introduce the doll. But with an older age group, you can step it up a level and now look at, for example, fashion. These are clothes that this doll is wearing. These are jeans. These are boots. What clothing do you like to wear? With adolescents, we know that because they are self-absorbed, you have to somehow find out the things that interest them, draw them into the lesson. It's very essential to establish a rapport with the Brady. So even if you take a few minutes at the beginning of the lesson to find out what are the things that interest them, what things stimulate them, and what do they like to do. Remember, it's all about building a trust relationship, and you build this trust relationship by getting involved in their world, making sure that they feel the lesson is about them, the materials are geared to them, and that you are wholly interested in doing the lesson to the best of their ability, thus drawing them in, keeping them interested, and making sure that they get absolutely the best lesson experience every time. So, in conclusion, what did we speak about today? We spoke about cognitive development, age-appropriate examples for Brady's 12 to 18 years old, different things that you can do in the classroom, how to take everyday objects that are relatable to that Brady and including those objects as pertinent examples in your lessons, taking the example and moving it a step up, getting them involved. We know they are self-absorbed and we know they are moody and sometimes argumentative. We have to look past all of that, draw them into the lesson. In real terms, make the lesson about them, which is possibly the best way of drawing them into the lesson. Thank you for watching. I will see you all again next week. Bye bye.